Okay?
Oh yeah,
To have someone
I like to hear that.
listen for once.
I like to hear that.
Because you're not listening.
I always listen.
You're not. You don't.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. So from part 2 of our video around Hollywood and Ashley talking about their relationship on Put a Ring on It. Alright guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for a notification of the uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you ain't got the minerals.
Stuff like she happy to go on this date, thinking about her being on a date with another dude still burnt me up in the inside. It just hurt to see her go out there looking all sexy, because she usually go out there sexy with me.
So, and the thing is, I think she wants to be able to go and see if really there is something else other than Ashley, other than Hollywood. And why? Because, you know, she mentions later on that this guy who's coming, and when they have a date and everything as well, he's able to show her parts of things that her man right now is lacking. Let me be very frank with you. You got to make a decision whether someone's really lacking essential qualities or someone's lacking things that you just want. I want to say it again. You need to decipher in relationships whether someone's lacking what you need versus what you want. Because if the person's lacking what you need, then this is a different ball game. If they're lacking what you want, then you're literally trying to trade up like a car. And at that point, it's a risk. And it's very risky because you don't know if you'll get a better upgrade or just a worse downgrade, right?
Okay?
Oh yeah,
To have someone
I like to hear that.
listen for once.
I like to hear that.
Because you're not listening.
I always listen.
You're not. You doing more talking than anything.
It will look pretty with a nice body, but actually the engine underneath it is an old car put into a new body. And so that's the risk when you're dealing with non-essentials. If you're dealing with essentials, things that you can't go without, then you need to be able to address those issues. So one of those issues is that he doesn't listen, and I will talk about that a little bit later. But you know, he doesn't listen very, very well. When he gets into a mood, everything becomes about his energy and his emotion. And so when she finally goes on this date, before she goes on the date, again, you know, Hollywood establishes territory.
What's your name? Ray.
What's that, big
Nice
dog?
to meet you.
Ray,
I'm in Hollywood.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, bro. I really, first of all, I'm gonna tell you like this.
Yeah.
I really don't approve of this. I'm gonna be straight up with you.
He's a territorial kind of guy, yeah? I know it because I'm the same kind of way. I established the territory and the boundaries. So he done this not only with the gentleman that came in the house, but he established it with her. And, and so when the certain comments that he was making to kind of make sure she knew, listen, there's a boundary, don't step it. And the second part of it was when the guy came in the house, you know, the guy was actually taller than him. So I saw that he came to him, he didn't really come to him, do you know what I mean? But he did obviously make sure the guy knew, listen, hey, be respectful. And he kept saying it several times over again. He's doing what lions do, just making sure the territory is clear. Hey, you know, this is my thing, you understand? Don't play. This is me. Captain, this is me. Don't move mad, this is me. And so for me, when I saw that, again, I see the fact that he's hungry. He doesn't want to let this girl go. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think we're just seeing somebody who genuinely likes somebody and loves somebody and can't see himself without her. 9 years, you know. 9 years. Sir, you should have put a ring on it like Beyonce said. The activity that they had as well.
My little bun is like, what is you doing?
Sorry for wiping my face.
No, just take it off if you need to.
Oh, you know.
I'm just joking.
Right, see?
The activity that they had as well in the actual show is also very interesting because they went on a bike ride, and I know she's a very active person, etc., etc. And you know, they were having great conversation. Even in the car, they had a bit of banter back and forth. You know, he was talking, and you know, she was giving a little bit of back and forth about, you know, where they lived, New Orleans, etc., etc. And so what you saw was a great connection there mentally. And this is what we call a mental intimacy. In that aspect where you're mentally connecting, you are connecting on, and again, experiential mental intimacy as well is another thing. But you're connecting on your ideas, your thoughts, you know, your values, your attitudes. You know what I'm saying? You're connecting on a mental level, and this is just as important. This is why sometimes people don't want to date people that don't have the same level of intellect, because that is important. If you're a smart person, you want somebody just as smart so you can have certain types of conversation. Okay, which then feed into your emotional connection and your emotional intimacy. Okay, and so now they're going on this bike ride. Okay, and the bike ride, there is you know, we call it experiential intimacy. When you're doing experiences, you're doing things, going on dates, going on events, going on doing things, whatever, right? That is what, in a sense, is building that bank of intimacy in that area. Why am I mentioning this? Because in every relationship there is emotional, experiential, mental, spiritual, financial, physical, sexual intimacy. I call it the seven quadrants. It can't be seven, whatever you want to call it, right? These are levels of intimacy that when the tank is a little bit low, we either go searching outwardly or we start to begin to moan and groan, right? Just like your car does when you begin to chug when it's a bit too low, right? Same thing. And so you hear, and this is why I'm tying it into the listening part, right? So as the activity ends, you see that they get to the end of the part. She already told us that she finds him physically attractive.
Because he looks like a baby Odell Beckham, so that's kind of good because, you know, he's cute.
It's like a cute Odell Beckham. You know, and then she made a joke, and this joke was, she broke out a character, I would say, right? She broke out a character. She made a joke about, you know, when he said about you can take it off, that he said something, I don't know what she said or whatever, and she made a joke about you can take it off, and then said it twice, I think.
Sorry for wiping my face.
No, just take it off if you need to.
Oh, you know.
I'm just joking.
Right, see?
I'm joking.
And he was like, what? And he was like, and she was like, it's a joke. And he's like, you sure? That she's like, it's a joke, right? Because I think at that moment she realized, whoa, I kind of stepped the line, which is why she doesn't go on a second date with a gentleman, okay? And I felt like, you know, when she made about the take it off joke, that showed us that there's a sexual tension there. She finds the guy attractive, you know what I mean? Like, she finds the guy physically attractive, and so she would go there if it had not been for Hollywood. And which is going to tie in back to later on at the very end where she says, obviously, why is she not going on a second date? We're going to address that as well. And so she made this comment now about Ray having the extra that her man don't give her. And, you know, when you're looking from this perspective, you may say, what is it he's not giving? Until you see her go back home.
Okay,
Oh, yeah?
to
I
have
like to hear that.
someone
I like to hear that.
listen for once.
I like to hear that.
Because you're not listening.
I always listen.
You're not. You're doing more talking than anything.
When you see her go back home, I think you see what the extra he's not giving her. Number one, it is attitude.
Okay, so he didn't have that attitude. It was really fresh. It was really easygoing.
What about attraction? Were you attracted to him?
Yeah, he was a
The attitude when you feel like you're fearful, sir, becomes controlling almost, right? It feels a little bit controlling when you get into fear. And number two, the hand clapping and all that stuff that you do when you're fearful, bro, it can seem a little bit of some way. And number three, the key thing is you don't listen. And I think this is not just for women, this is for anybody who, especially if, I don't know if maybe her love language is quality time, conversations or words of affirmation, whatever. But listening is a key thing that is needed in any relationship. Everybody wants to feel listened to. Everybody wants to feel, and the listening part makes you feel like you are special in that moment. And especially when someone's giving you all the attention in that moment, it shows that you are what's special. Why? Because for instance, if you met a celebrity and you like them, what would you do? You'd listen to them. You'd have a conversation with them. Why? Because you are treating them like a special person. And so when the partner in a relationship feels that they're no longer listened to, they feel invisible and not heard. You don't want that for your relationship because it's a partnership. I don't want to feel invisible and I don't want to feel unheard. They make me feel small and they may trigger past events in our childhood where we felt like we were ignored and also felt like we weren't listened to. Do you see what I'm saying? That can cause a visceral reaction in your relationship. Okay. And so when she finally got home, he asked her, you know...
Make sure I was cool with my bike.
So let me ask you a question. You like this dude?
I mean, he was cool.
But I'm saying, like, can you see yourself with this dude?
Can you see yourself with... Well, first of all, was like, basically, did you kiss him, da-da-da? bro. The energy at the beginning, it's got to calm down a little bit. Just touch it a little bit, bring it down a little bit, bro. Because the energy was a bit heavy. You know what I mean? And it was quite. You jumped in there straight away, and I hear you, bro. You want to know if your missus has done anything, but bro, trust her. You know what I mean? Trust her. And so, you know, he didn't ask her a question, can you see yourself with him? And I think this is what I call it a baited question. You throw out these baited questions to kind of see what the hook or the answer will be, right? So you're trying to kind of you're hoping, there's a hope behind that question that you'll get a certain answer. So you throw the hook out there. So can you see yourself with him? Now, what he wants to hear is not what he does here. What he wants to hear directly is, no, I can't see myself with him. You know, it's only you, right? That will make him feel secure. But what he doesn't hear, or rather what he does hear, is the fact that, you know, he doesn't hear an answer straight away. But because he doesn't hear an answer straight away, he goes under attack.
I'm not even going to that place in my head. But if you and I weren't together,
he moves forward in his seat, okay, yeah, and as he's talking, she's unable to answer, like, so he's like, why are you taking so long to answer? Why are you taking so long to talk? Da-da-da. And his fear at that point is beginning to override the conversation, and he's not listening. Now he's only in the process of trying to attack because he feels like he's going to be under attack in a second, right? And he asks her, are you going to go on another date? Are you going to go on another date? Because obviously blah, 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 right? And so as he says those things, she no longer isn't going to be open to the process. Why? Because she's not going to try and disrespect him. That's not what she came on here to do. She didn't come on here to be disrespectful. They meant to come on the show to be open so they can learn from the process. Unfortunately, his vibe, his energy, and his reply showed her that if she carries on, this could end badly. And like I said, her end goal isn't to end the relationship, or she wouldn't be here. Her end goal is to get an answer for the fact that why am I feeling unable to be vulnerable to you and be able to say yes to this marriage? How come I'm not feeling like I'm secure in this relationship from you because you're not communicating the way I need you to communicate? You're not allowing me to have Switzerland, to have my emotional safe space. So therefore, I am not secure and safe with you emotionally. All right? And so, yes, she did take long to answer. Right? And you can see that she was under pressure as he was attacking with more questions. She was under pressure to answer. Now, I think she was trying to choose her words very wisely because what she wanted to say was, I enjoyed the date. I think he was a very good guy. He was very attractive. Okay? But I wouldn't go.
I mean, he was cool.
But I'm saying, like, can you see yourself with this dude?
Go there. Right? I think she wanted to say that. But she also wanted to keep on his toes. But she also knew when she said certain things, she's got to be very careful. She's dealing with a tiger in this room. And when you're dealing with somebody who may not be rational in the way they respond to you, you are very careful how you choose your words, right? Because the tiger may go off and bite somebody. Do you feel what I'm saying? So she was trying to choose her words very carefully, make sure she doesn't say anything that she can't take back. But the truth of the matter is, she found the guy attractive. She found him a good-looking dude. She enjoyed the conversation. She thought he had good chat. Thought that he listened very well. Made her feel what? Special. Because he doesn't listen. And she made that point at the end. As he was clapping his hands and coming forward, you know, as he was scared to lose her, she made a point at the end, so that you don't listen. And he goes, yeah, I do listen. And you're not doing it, bro. So he's now unaware of a behavior that happens when he feels like he's under attack. When he's fearful, he doesn't realize there's a certain behavior that he reacts in, he's triggered by, and therefore stops listening. And that then in turn makes her feel like she's not understood, she's not being heard, she's not being seen. Okay? And so now when they go to Dr. Nicole, after the thing, you know, as Dr. Nicole asks her a question, Hollywood actually removed his hand.
Great conversation.
What made it great for you?
For me, it was, do you want to go? Okay.
It was aggressively from her hands. And she's like, oh, okay. Right? And so his dissent, his feeling of fear again is now beginning to show itself in his ugly head. Now he's dissenting by removing his hands. I wouldn't even say childishly. I get the behavior. and I understand why he's feeling fearful. But bro, it's not like she's the only one's gonna go on a date. You're gonna go on a date too. And so the removal of your hand was premature, and it actually showed that you can't, that you're not able to be open to the process. You're not open to listening. Now, would I have been on the show? Hell no. But you're on the show, bro. You knew what was gonna happen. You knew what it was like. They're gonna have to go on dates, bro. And so I get that you're frustrated, but the removal of the hand, bro, just kind of showed again fear is touching you and crippling you. And then he goes on to say, obviously, don't compare me, bro. The woman asked her, what's the difference between you and yourself? And again, it's just showing you that he doesn't like critique here. He really thinks he's and again, the arrogance, but the arrogance is a shield to the vulnerability that you're not expressing.
It's weird because they have a lot of things in common that I liked.
Don't compare me to nobody.
She said, let me.
I'm just saying, dude, don't compare me to nobody. I'm original, you dig?
The arrogance and the pride and you know that bravado actually is a shield to actually getting below what is actually vulnerable. You're presenting to me your rib cages, but I'm trying to get to your heart. You see, until you allow your heart to be exposed, you're not going to be able to make this work with your missus. Because she's at the point where she needs to see the heart now, no longer the rib cages. Okay? And so his thing about not being compared, bro, she got asked a question. And now your attitude that is showing is crippling. Because now she's scared to actually say anything because you won't be able to handle it. Yeah. Another point was that obviously he didn't like the fact that the guy he expressed that he didn't like the guy knocked on the door. And again, you know, Dr. Nicole picked up on that. And in the end, she actually rejected the second date. Now, the reason why she rejected it, and the doctor filled in, is because of Hollywood's reaction. And she said, yes, because of his reaction. And she said she's scared that she may get on really well. I think it's point number one. And the point number two was that she's also scared that that she may push it too far and actually ruin what they have. Okay? And I think, let's deal with those 2 points. Number one, she may go too far. Well, she made a joke about take your shirt off, and I knew that her mind was already starting to go. When I say go, she was open to the process. Now she's close to the process. And so I think there's a fear for her that there may be better than this guy here. And the fact that she gave her mind an inch, a taste of hope is what scared her also too. Because, look, let me be very frank with you in relation, and I'm not saying we should stay or not because we don't know the full story. What I would say is that, you know what, the reason why people don't cheat in marriages is because they turn off the hope that there could be someone better out there for them. When I say turn off the hope, what I mean by that is that they ignore that desire that's within ourselves for something brand new. This is new. What I'm in is enough. And when you allow yourself to indulge in that desire that there could be something better, that's where people begin to go out and cheat, because it's a selfish desire. Okay? Rather than communicating and comprehending, you're now saying, you won't understand and you won't comprehend. I will go out and do what I need to do so I feel the way I feel. And the second part of it is that she didn't want to hurt him. I also feel like like I said, she doesn't want to quit this relationship, but also as well, his energy, the energy itself, the vibrancy of it, it showed a bit of controlliveness, because she was not able to be as free as she needed to be to express how she felt. Do you understand? That was just my kind of comprehension. So, guys, I don't know. What's your thoughts? You watched the video. Make sure you comment down below. Let us know your thoughts as well. And we will talk more on this particular episode. We'll talk about Michael and Shay as well. We appreciate you. Stay locked, stay loaded, and we appreciate you guys. Don't forget to leave a comment. Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. So from part 2 of our video around Hollywood and Ashley, talking about their relationship on Put a Ring on It. Alright guys, if you're new to